Hello, it's Irene in here again. So, the first theory that we're going to start with is going to be this one, TwoFold. And let me tell you, I have absolutely no idea about any of these games that I'm going to bring to you. Yeah, no idea. And I was like, just putting the settings in here, and this one felt just so weird because I still don't understand very well if this goes into like clicking on chapters or something. So I don't know how this is going to work, okay? So let's just do this. Let's see. Okay, so this is release date from 2023. Developer Salty Studios, Studio Coattails, and published by Studio Elan. And the story goes like, Olive's situation is dire. They are on the verge of being thrown out of college unless they can salvage their GPA, and their only chance rests on classes they know next to nothing about. Their lifeline, two club leaders who are more than willing to help them succeed. However, no solution is that easy. Olive soon finds themselves in the middle of a conflict between these two friends that threatens to undo their long-standing love for each other. TwoFold is a story about love, family, and connection. It celebrates family of all kinds and explores the strength and fragility of bonds between people. Taking place roughly a year after first snow. Oh, okay, so this comes from the other one. First, I heard a bit about that one, but I don't think I played it. Roughly a year after first snow, Olive's position as an outsider to these established friend circles will be vital to fully understand the situation threatening to undo this close-knit group. Oh, so maybe I should have played the other one. Maybe, right? Like, because I have no idea of the other one. Yeah, I had no idea. I just grabbed this one. So let's just take a look. Sorry. Oh. Yeah, that's the first snow. Wait, no, I did this one. This is a free-to-play one, right? Yeah, I did this one. I did it. I don't remember though. I remember being like very cozy. Yeah, I have an idea of that. It was just very cozy kind of thing. Oh, okay, but I don't remember the story though. Yeah, it's not. It's been... I don't remember the story though. Okay, whatever, we'll do this. Since we are here, right? Yeah, but it's better, like... Maybe it's better if you play the other one. It's a free-to-play one. I had no idea this was like kind of like a continuation or something. I had absolutely no idea. I thought this was just, I don't know, a new one. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be like that big on the YURI thing. I don't know. As I said, I have no idea, okay? We need to play because I don't know. It's exactly as I said at the beginning, like I have no idea. So we click and he tells me like, it tells me like, navigate by clicking the arrows on top bar or using your arrow keys. And it says like the left one here. It's an exclusive demo scene. But I think we should go to the right one, so the TwoFold, so prologue, right? So tomorrow's another day. Olive's story begins with a whimper. Overwhelmed trying to juggle work and college, the latter had fallen off their priority list. It would have stayed there had the college not given them an ultimatum: raise their GPA or be removed. Yeah, I think it starts in here, right? And then we click in read. I think it's like this. I don't know. I'm still not certain.
College will open new paths for you, is what my mom had always said. I took those words to heart, despite my usual cynicism.
It has voice acting, okay?
Even as my high school friends drifted away from me over the years, and the stresses of moving out and living alone mountain, I continue to believe in them.
Yeah, I think you can grab this on the Switch too. I'm not certain though. I'm not certain. I would have to see.
Then came today.
Oh my god. My nose.
The meeting with the advisor was never going to go well. Academic probation isn't a term thrown around in good circumstances. Even with all that, a 1.2 GPA was a surprise. 5 whole credits. After cruising through school before college, it feels like a bad joke when I repeat his coldly delivered words in my head. My heart's sinking. I finally closed the door behind me. A chapter of my life closes with it.
Okay, let me tell you something. I have no idea what GPA is. I had to search. See, like, this is what happens when you have, like, your games being just too much American. It's just, yeah, the other people are like, what are you talking about? What? Okay, so GPA stands for Grade Point Average. It is a number that shows your overall academic work and success in school. So most schools use a scale from 0.0 to 4.0, where a 4.0 means top marks, an A, and lower numbers means lower marks. Okay, had no idea. Yeah. Because when I went there, I didn't went there to college. Do you understand? I went there as an adult in another situation. So when it comes to like these little things, for me, it's like, I have no idea what you're talking about, okay? Kind of like understanding, okay. And I'm explaining because we have other people in here that are not from the US and they are not going to understand it. That's why it's good that I actually went and see. So walking by the bike propped up against a wall, I shiver from the chill of fall running through my apartment. The practically non-existent insulation does little to keep the cold out nor the noise. Without a roommate to share the space with, there's little to hear but the occasional passing traffic. I hardly mind, solitude is more comfortable anyway. Unfortunately for me, that same silence makes me focus all the more on my failure. Upon reaching the living room, I simply stop. It's not like this should be out of left field. I'll stop checking my grades on the school website, knowing fully well that the hours eaten up by work would take their toll. Between working late and studying early, it's all I could do to not fall asleep during lectures. Denial, that's all it was. Now it's caught up to me and I have no real way out. What do I do now? For all I've tried to avoid burdening my mom, neither of us could possibly afford another semester or so of college if I failed out. I shuffle to the kitchen counter and grab a glass of water to calm my nerves. With little else available to distract myself from what I should be doing, I step over to the front of the sill and slowly drizzle the pebbles around it with water. I'm surprised it's still alive after all this time, having bought it when I moved here. Managed to take care of a plant. Feels like a bad consolation prize, given everything else I've messed up. All I can do is sigh and appreciate the chance to wind down a little by caring for the thing. With the soil darkened and leaves shining from the droplets of water, I put down the glass and fall back onto the couch. Might as well get this over with. I fish the phone from my pocket and navigate to my mom in the contacts list. Then I press the call button. Anxious seconds go by as it rings before she finally picks up.
Hello?
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Olive. How's it going?
It's very weird for me because in here, August is a guy's name. Like, you could never give this name to a woman. So it's just awkward for me. But I noticed that you actually have like a ton of names in there that for us, they would just be like given to one gender. They would not be used for the other gender. Okay, August it actually comes from the Roman times. Do you understand? Latin, it comes from the Roman times. So it's kind of like awkward for me to like see it put for a woman, but it's fine. Okay, it's just that, as I said, it's because in my language everything is very connected to female, male, and it's awkward when I see it like this.
I just got back from talking to my advisor.
What did he say?
Her cheery tone drops a little. She must have heard the defeat in my own voice.
It's... I have a 1.2 GPA. Only 5 credits.
I feel like I'm deflating as I sink further into my couch. I thought I'll be scared or frustrated at how bad this is, but that's worn off and become a dull emptiness. Now in here it goes from 0 to 20. We don't have this like 0 to 4. No. In here, like, and I would say pretty much since the elementary school, it always goes like that. I know that in some places it's like they used the other system of like giving it an A, B, C. Yeah, maybe in elementary in here you might have that, but I think it's pretty much implemented that it goes in a scale of 0 to 20. And the idea for you to actually like pass in a subject, you need to have at least 10 to be able to pass. If you have 9, you will not be able to pass. When it comes to college, I mean, yeah, of course, you need to have at least 10 to pass too, okay? But usually you don't try to go to 10, of course, you try to go up higher. And I would say, like, the usual is for you to at least try a 15, if you are really, like, a hardworking type of student, to go to 20. And let me tell you, in here, we have certain fields that you really need to go to the 20s. You have to go to the 20s. Otherwise, you will not be employed, at least in my country. For instance, in here, the minimum for you in medicine, minimum is 18. Meaning, if you don't have 18, in all subjects that you are, in all of subjects and fields that you are doing, for that major, you will not have work in my country. You can go to the other countries around us with medicine. Yeah, we have a lot of people that have to do that. It's something that they have in here. I think it has to do with responsibility. They want you to be, as a doctor, they want you to be the best. Okay, the best at it. So usually it's only people that have like 18 plus that are able to get a job in here. Yeah, it's very demanding for them. Very, very demanding. Yeah. But in here, yeah, the scale in here, it goes from 0 to 20. It's more like that.
Oh, honey.
The last tone of voice I wanted to hear was that sweet, concerned voice. It'll be so much easier if she just yelled at me, a sentiment I've thought more than once.
It's okay. This doesn't mean the end. I know someone as smart as my Ollie can find a way.
If I pulled off a decent GPA and passed all my classes and managed full credits for them, I'd still end up short. He did try to give me some options, but...
Yeah, it's kind of different, honestly. What I'm like, I have no idea because we don't have that GPA thing, and she's also talking about the credits. We have the credits in here, and they are associated with each subject that you take. But I mean, you just have to pass, you know, have at least that 10 that I was telling you about to get the full credits. So I don't actually understand very well how the credits work for you. There seems to be like a split between all of these things. So I don't actually understand very well the evaluation system. Is very different. We do have the credits, yes. We have the credits.
See, there you go.
I don't know if they'll do any good, Mom. It's an intro art class and a creative writing class. He even said they're basically filler.
It sounds like it's something you should try, don't you think? You could easily tackle either of those.
I've never been good at that kind of stuff. You know that.
You can only give your best shot. I think that's more than enough. You've been through harder trials in your life, and you've overcome those, and you're so much stronger for it. What this means is that there's hope.
Hope. I really wish I could believe her on that one. This is one hell of a long shot. I did find in topics like science and math back in high school, but I've never had an inkling of creativity. The art scene is also the last place I'll want to be anywhere near. Passing one of the 2 courses should give me barely enough credits to pass. Barely understates things. Yeah, sometimes you have like some subjects that you're not good at. For instance, I was never good with Latin. Never. And it was horrible because I had Latin during high school too. Yeah, I took Latin during high school and I was not good. And then when I picked my major, I was astonished because I was going to have Latin again. And I was like, oh God, I don't want that. I was never good with it. Yeah, but there are some languages that let me tell you, there are some languages that I'm not good with. I'm just not good with. For instance, I tried to took the A1 of Swedish, and sorry Swedish people, I'm not good with it. I was not even, like I paid for it and I was not even able to pass the exam. I was not able. It was something else. Well, also because I thought it was a little too much for a A1. Like I remember being completely like lost because the exam was basically like a biography of a guy, and it was basically like 2 pages. Do you understand? Like 2 pages, and I had to understand what it was written in there, the biography of the guy, and then write about it. And I was like, I was insane, like looking at it. I was like, this is a A1. Like I would never ever look at it and it would say this is an exam for an A1. It was too much difficult, I think, for an A1. Do you understand what I'm trying to say in here? Yeah, it was. So, I did what I could. I delivered the exam and I was like, I'm not going to pass this. And I didn't. I was shocked with that. Completely shocked. But as I said, like university, let me tell you something. I know you have this difference between college and university. But let me just say it like this, university. It's very different in here, okay? I know you do still have those multiple choices in there. In here is not like that. It's mostly you have like one sentence. They give you like one sentence and you need to be like 2 hours talking about that sentence, because in here it's very much about you being able to develop a critical thinking. And sometimes you being able to, for 2 hours, to be talking about just one sentence is a crazy thing, okay? A crazy thing. It really makes you kind of like even create some type of a thesis in there. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It's crazy. And the hard part is that they do kind of the same with the languages, which I think it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. And I'm not talking about high school and all of it. Okay, in high school is different. But in here, like college or university is more like that. It's like you just have one sentence, two at most, and you need to develop them. And when it comes to languages, for me, it's insane because you're more looking into, especially in A1, you're more looking into, oh, tell me if these verbs are in the correct way or not. Do you understand? You're looking more into those kind of things, not. So marketing is being very used in this country. Tell me about that, since you are studying language from this country. And you're like, what? This is an A1, what? Do you understand? Yeah, like I didn't went to college or university in America, but I think, let me tell you, in this matter, sometimes I think you might, I don't want to be saying this because, as I said, I have no idea, I didn't went there, but sometimes I think you might have it easier. Sorry to put it like that, but sometimes I think you might have it easier, because in here it's totally like that. It's like one sentence and now 2 hours to freaking write about it. It's like, oh my god, it's insane. It's just so insane. Yeah, let's continue. Then again, I pass is a pass, and skipping a semester isn't an option financially. Mom would doubtlessly do her best to help cover the cost, a fact that puts a knot in my stomach. All this is just trying to rationalize away one simple fact: she's right.
I'll do my best. Sorry for putting you through this.
Honey, you don't need to apologize. I know there's a lot going on. I know you're doing what you can. You always have me on your side. Your advisor wants you to succeed too. That's why he gave you this option. I know you can do this.
Oh yeah, I had really bad situations. I had a situation with one teacher that I was like rolling my eyes. I heard that no one wanted to have classes with her. No one wanted to have classes with her, and I was like, oh well, I don't have another way. I have to have this class with her because no other teacher was, lecturing that class. And yeah, she was something else. It's like, it's one of those subjects where I have the lowest grade, because she was nitpicking. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, she was like, do you see in here, you didn't put a comma, so one less. In here, this is a paragraph, so one less. And I was like, oh my god, you're freaking kidding me. Yeah, I had one of those. And I ended with 11. I told you need 10 to pass. I ended with, like, the whole freaking structure of what I was saying in there was right, and I ended with 11 because she was nitpicking because I didn't put some commas and some dots in here and there. I was like, oh my god, honestly, this is not happening to me. Yeah, sometimes you get those.
I'll see you at work in a couple of days. We can talk about this more there, okay? I know it's easier said than done, but try not to stress yourself out too much about all this. Maybe you can make yourself something to take your mind off things. It's nearly dinner time after all, so make something nice for yourself.
It's bad because you get an overall grade, like an overall, and then it's going to be influenced by those, It's really bad. It's a better solution than drowning my worries in some greasy fast food, as much as I'd love to take the easy way out of any additional responsibilities tonight.
Alright. I'll try. See you.
Bye, Olive. I love you. Just remember that tomorrow's another day.
Love you too.
With that, the line goes dead. The big moment is over. I rest the phone on the coffee table before me. Starting tomorrow, I have all of 1 week to decide on one of the two classes. A class that'll decide whether I get a college education or stay stuck in this rut for probably the rest of my life. All I have to do is pass an art or English class to do it. As the silence of the apartment starts gnawing at the back of my mind, I decide to get up and start preparing that dinner to distract myself. Okay, so prologue by a thread. Oh, okay, so this is how we go, as I see. So, sketchy proposal. As Olive trials the art class, their taskmate pokes and prods until they eventually open up the conversation. Her name's Caprice. This is an Italian name. Funny. Maybe I shouldn't say it like that because you're not going to understand it. Caprice. And her art club can help, or so she eagerly claims. Then how would you say it? Caprice? Caprice, maybe, yeah. No. The right way to say it is Caprice. Caprice. It's an Italian name. Today marks the beginning of the experiment. The drop period for classes ends next week, and so, at my advisor's suggestion, I've signed up for both the art and English lessons. The plan is to sit in on both, decide which is best for me, and drop the other. I alone need one to survive, and I'll rather not stuff my already full schedule any more than I have to. So here I am, sitting in art class. I've gone back and forth on this all day, oscillating between I don't have an ounce of creativity, there's no way I can do this. And it's just drawing, right? Could it be so hard?
And from there, we will cover the Futurist movement, which after its founding in 1909...
Yeah, apparently it's not the part of the drawing, sister, and like it's the other one where you need to know about the history of art. I think I've settled on there's no way for now, try as I might to take proper notes. I have no idea what I'm writing down.
Psst.
A movement in the corner of my eye and a small chippy voice beside me aren't helping.
Hey!
The thing in my peripheral vision is shoved further into view. Glancing over shows it to be an open notebook, which I try to turn out. The notebook slides back and forth in response, tapping on my own book as I try to write. Grimacing only spurs them on, now sure that they have my attention. What do they want from me? I lightly slap my hand down on the paper, stopping their movement. Far from being discouraged, the culprit beams back at me as I glance over. Cast against the window beyond her, the girl smiles cheerfully. The two of us couldn't look more different as I stare warily at her, the sun behind her paling in comparison to her own bright nature. She gives me a thumbs up of encouragement, earning a bemused, furrowed brow. I might as well humor her at this point. Hey, you look pretty lost. Are you doing okay? You need some help? I raise my tired eyes back to the author, only for her to resume her thumbs up pose. Is she genuinely interested in helping or just making fun of me? Just trying to focus. Would it be too rude to add that she's only making it harder? I decided against it and slide it back. Yeah, I know it's hard. This guy teaches it so boring. But listen, I know all about this stuff. I can help you if you want. I look at my syllabus on my desk in front of me, full of names and terms and concepts I know nothing about. This class isn't just drawing at all. It covers everything from art history to social movements. My heart sinks at the sheer breadth of knowledge that'll be needed. The professor's droning lecture is soon lost on me as my attention wanders to her notebook. Though she's dedicated a full page to this conversation, I can make out various notes about art bleeding through the back of the page, even if the handwriting is hard to decipher. My eyes drifting further, I notice another book sitting on her desk, an open sketchbook this time. Its pages covered with drawings of this and that. That's in addition to the doodles in the notes she's been passing me. Oh, you'll be fine. Okay, sure. This class must be perfect for someone like her.
Yes!
Upon reading my notes, she suddenly shouts aloud in excitement. All I can do is freeze as the attention of the entire class, including the professor, is instantly drawn to her.
Yes. Caprice.
Yeah, you would
Is
say
there
caprice.
something you need?
Yeah, you would say caprice. So when you have like the C, the Italians say like she, like she. Remember that I was telling you about the X being like she for us. For the Italians is when you have with a vowel of I or E. They say like she. Okay? So it's capricce. His pronounced sigh makes it all too obvious that he knows this particular student altogether too well.
Just excited and ready to learn. Is there something you need?
Yeah, I do have, but it's just a one in Italian. Yeah. Yeah, you have no idea. It's like that with me. I don't know, how to put it. For us, is normal, okay? It's normal. When you are in Europe, you are obliged to know at least 2 languages. And then it's up to you if you want to learn more or not. Like during school, they usually tell you to learn 3. And we kind of end up like learning 3 along the way. And then it's kind of up to you if you want to learn more, you know. But this one, the Italian, wasn't that. I took a course in tourism with an Italian sort of like company. It wasn't a company, but it was kind of like that. But I took a course with them, and they had a one of the Italian, so I took that one. But I mean, everything is very rusty in my mind by now. It's been years, you know.
I need you to stay quiet while I'm talking, if that's okay with you.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
She gives an exaggerated salute, which seems to satisfy him. There are a few quiet giggles around the class, not that she seems to care. She turns and sees me watching, which prompts her to give yet another thumbs up. And after a moment's scribbling, to give yet another note in the corner of her page. She's very energetic, isn't she? She's very energetic. Let's talk after class. I know just how to help you. I'm Capricce, by the way. She signs the note, though I've already caught her name from the professor saying it. Thanks, I'm Olive. I figure I might as well reply one last time. They are connected. It's the Olive and Capricce. It's all Italian. I have an idea. The kind of person I just agreed to talk to. Is she normally the type to pass notes and shout out during class? The last time I remember communicating like this is elementary school. The rest of the class goes by uneventfully, for better or worse. I try my best to take notes and follow along, but by the end, the professor's rumblings and attentions end up overwhelming me. Before I can even leave the classroom, I'm accosted by my new acquaintance. I had planned on waiting for her outside the door.
Olive, right? Olive?
Yes, very exciting. Looks like a dog, you know, like very wagging their tail.
That's right.
I'm Caprice. Nice to finally talk.
She extends her hand, which I take. Her shake is surprisingly firm and fast, my arm being yanked around by the slight figure before me.
Yeah, so...
So, listen. I'm the president of the art club here on campus.
Oh.
Well, not the art club, but one of the art clubs. The better one. Forget about that other one.
Is there another one?
In fact, forget I mentioned it. There's only one art club, and it's mine.
Oh, okay. Oh no.
And you see, we're looking for members. Any level of skill will do. The best way to learn art is to work alongside your peers.
We are not good with the art, so we're not good to be recruited, you know.
Hey.
So if you're looking for help, there's really no better way than to join our art club. We're all pretty much good artists who can definitely teach you anything you need to know.
But truth be told, if you are not good with drawing, the best way is for you to actually create the habit of doing it, and then you actually start drawing in a better way. It is true, though. It is.
I can even offer you personal lessons. That's a generous offer from the club president, you know.
I have to stop this. I'm not looking for a club or anything like this.
Thank you. But I think I'll pass.
Oh no.
She retreats a step back, hands clasped together.
I came on too strong. I'm sorry. Don't worry about all that stuff I said. I do think we could help you, though.
I appreciate the offer, really. But I just don't think...
I'm not asking you to join. Just maybe come by sometime. Oh, I know! I'll set up a club meeting for you to scope out. I'll let the others know to expect you once we can decide on a date. No strings attached. I think you'd fit right in.
I can already tell she won't relent until I give in. Yeah, she's very enthusiastic about it. I sigh. She's not going to let me go until I offer some kind of compromise.
Okay, sure. I'll give it some thought.
Awesome! Trust me, it'll be great! Anyway, I gotta go. See you around, Olive!
She pats me on the shoulder and runs out, leaving me in her dust. If I don't go, she'll definitely confront me about it next class. I'm not looking for a club to join, though, and I'll rather not deal with someone so high energy. Maybe just sitting in won't hurt. I'll worry about this later. I've got places to get to as well. Yeah, they're kind of short, which is good for me. So, Bell House. The day after, Olive finds themselves trying to make heads or tails of the art class textbook during a quiet period at work, preferring to avoid Caprice and her club if at all possible. The universe, unfortunately, has other plans. The next day, the afternoon shift at the diner has proven to be a slow one, much to my relief. With Mum off for the day and the rest of the staff otherwise unavailable, I find myself idly flipping through my art textbook at an empty booth. The contents are overwhelming compared to what I expect from a class like this, and I have to constantly remind myself that courses like this typically rely on participation and effort more than anything. Still hard to not stress out about it as my eyes glaze over foreign terms and information, though. The small chime of the bell pulls me out of my trance as a customer sneaks through the door without me noticing. I bounce to my feet to greet her, trying my best to hide how off guard I feel.
Hey, welcome to the Bell House. Party at 1?
I go to retrieve a menu for the woman as she returns to meet me.
3, actually. My roommates should be in shortly. They're just wrapping up a conversation out in the car.
Actually, I'm finding this actually to be odd, because when I was in the US, it was not like this, and in here is more like this, which is like you stand at the entrance and you wait for the waiter to come to you and point you to a table. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like when I was in the US, it was just, oh, no, we just go and sit where we want. And I was like, oh, what? Really? Oh, okay. In here, it's not like that. You usually wait at the entrance, and it's the waiter that is going to point out which table you're going to sit on. Okay, it's more like that. Of course, you can say, I would like to sit in there because I have the window or something. You can ask like that. Okay, it's not like they point to this or that one just because it's, I don't know, it's easier for them when they are like bringing the stuff. It's better for you to sit in there or another place. But of course you can say, that one seems available. Can I sit in there? Of course you can. Sure. Like you can do that. But it's more like that. Like you usually wait. And when I was in the US, I saw that most of the times it's not like that. You just sit yourself. And in here is like that because you have a ton of places where the tables are reserved. So since they are already reserved, you need to wait for the waiter to come and tell you, now you can sit, but the only one available that we have is this one. Okay, it's more like that. Yeah, so of course you have it in like higher restaurants, where you have like those reservations and all. But in here is most likely anywhere unless fast food places that came from America. You understand what I'm trying to say? Yeah. Pubs, yeah, sure, in pubs, it depends, but yeah, in pubs, usually you can sit anywhere you want, yes. Usually. It depends what type of pub we're talking about in here, but yeah, usually. The pubs in here are usually tiny places. Maybe it's not as you are imagining. Pubs in here are very tiny, so yeah, I mean, you can sit wherever you want, usually you don't have a lot of space, so.
Got it. Booth it is then. Right this way.
I take a few steps further into the diner, ready to lead her to a spot near the back. I only make it a couple feet before a voice interrupts my train of thought.
Hey Millie, catch!
She turns back around towards the entrance of the diner, handling catching a small key ring sent flying towards her. It takes a moment to get my eyes on the picture, a woman in orange and yellows seeming to be the culprit. And behind her... Oh no. There's no other way of rationalize this other than some sort of divine level prank, as the leader of the art club from yesterday is the last to enter the tiny space. Much to my despair, she seems to recognize me as quickly as I recognize her.
Ah! It's you!
It's me.
I feel like I'm missing something.
Oh, right. Haley, Millie, meet the newest art club member. Olive, I'm pretty sure their name was.
Pleased to meet you, Olive.
Her smile looks sincere, which makes the short pause beforehand even more concerning.
She got you roped into this without even having your name down yet?
She got it right on her first go, at least. I'm not in the club yet, though. Just testing the waters.
It's only a matter of time.
Uh-huh. Anyway...
Wanting nothing more than to be done with this interaction, I spin myself around and start making my way to the back of the diner, beckoning them to follow. It's hard not to notice Millie glance at the textbook I had left out as the trio passed it by. The three shuffle in, Caprice and Millie on opposite sides, Haley opting to follow in after Millie. After I pass them their menus and pretend to look busy by wiping down a nearby table, the three make idle chatter as they talk about our offerings. I like to say I wasn't eavesdropping, but the truth is simple that they don't end up saying anything interesting. It's not long before they settle on their order: loaded fries for Caprice and chicken sandwich for Millie and a breakfast platter for Haley. The latter is a bit annoying to prepare at this hour, but it's nothing I'm not used to at this point. It's nothing I'm not used to at this point. I carefully sit each plate in front of its intended recipient. The fries give me a bit of a scare with near spill, but Caprice helps save the dish in the nick of time. Yeah, talking about fries. So, remember that I told you that there is like one supermarket that we have in here. And that supermarket is not an American supermarket, let me tell you. I think it's German. I'm not sure. It's from there. I think it is. I think it's German. Sometimes I don't know where they actually come from. Sorry. It's true. It's Aldi. Remember that I told you if you ever come in here in Europe, Aldi might have some of the things that you are used to, because they have like this collaboration with Trader Joe's. Remember that I told you that? Well, the other day I went to Aldi and I saw something that I only usually see in America. And what it is? Your curled fries. You know, they're like the French fries that are curled. We don't have them in here. But they had in there in the freezer, the department, they had them in there, and I was like, oh my god, like I don't see this since I went to America. And you're in there like, what, you don't have curled? we don't have that. We don't. Yeah, like I think you take like these concepts of like this exists everywhere. It's like peanut butter. Like people come in here, oh yeah, the peanut butter, you only have like one brand of like peanut butter, and you will be very surprised to see that is like just in one place. Like you don't have peanut butter everywhere. It's just like in one specific supermarket or something you're going to find that, you know, because we don't consume that. It's not even going to taste the same as your own peanut butter. But you grab like these conceptions, these ideas that you're going to find them everywhere. And no, but like she was like talking about the fries, and I was like, oh, the curled fries, yeah, that I found in Aldi the other day. Yeah, you're not going to find everything in Aldi, okay? It's just like some things you might find that are more to what you're used to because of that thing that I was telling you about, the collaboration with Trader Joe's that they have. But you're not going to find everything. In fact, you will find that everything is very different in here, okay?
Enjoy. Just speak up if you need anything else.
It smells great. Thank you.
With a small wave, I leave them to their meals, taking my seat back at my textbook a couple booths over. Ah, les arts pour tout. My eyes continue to glaze over the writing and images. Why is she reading something that is in French, though? The entire book is nothing but a jumbled mess to me. Its more logical approach to the arts contradicting the hands-on approach of the class. To relieve the strain from my eyes, I occasionally glance up at the diner's current casts. Millie is quick to steal a fry or two, with Caprice matching her roommate's thieving by taking a fork full of hash browns from Haley's plate. Hash browns. Hash browns is another thing that you will not find in here. But I loved it. Like, I had things in there that I loved it, okay? And you may, how to put it, you may find them in some countries in here, okay? Like, I'm not telling you that you're, oh no, you're not going to find. We are several countries in here, okay? But let me tell you, most of the things you're not going to find them in here. Ash browns, for instance, is something that I don't find in here. I find them in Aldi. As I said, the Aldi one. Yeah. Yeah, in Aldi sometimes I find the hash browns. Coleslaw is another thing that I miss. I love coleslaw, and we don't have it in here. No, we don't. Yeah. It's, how to put it, we have other things. Do you understand? It's more like that. We have other things. It's just like that. Yeah, but she's like talking about the hash browns. Yeah, love it. But I cannot have them anyway. I cannot have anything that is fried because of my disease. But yeah, I love them. The laughter and back and forth you'll expect from stuff like this is more subdued than you'll expect. But they seem to be enjoying themselves. Yeah, you do have. I think it's like in German. Yeah, I think you have like ash browns in there especially. Yeah, you probably find them. And the coleslaw too. Yeah, it's just in here because I'm at the south of Europe. Not so common. We have other things. Not so common, those things. And then Haley spots me. I try to avert my eyes back down to my book to feign ignorance, but it's too little too late.
Hey, whatever your name was.
Olive. Hi.
Sure, let's go with that.
Okay. With Millie glancing over Caprice's shoulder and Caprice's head spun around, it looks like I'm not getting out of this. With a resigned sign, I stand up and approach their booth again.
Don't suppose this is just you asking for a refill?
Another thing you don't have in here, okay? No refills. No, you want to get another bottle? Fine. We don't have refills, okay? We might, let me tell you like this. We might have in some fast food restaurants. And honestly, I am not a person to go to fast food restaurants. I go from, I don't know, time to time. And as far as I remember, you don't have them in McDonald's. Because sometimes I just go there to get like, just a cheeseburger or something, because, just that. We have other things that we don't have in your McDonald's. We have soups, because in here we consume soup quite a lot. Even like our meals for the kids at school. Yeah, it's composed of soup. We consume a lot of soup in here. And you have soup at the McDonald's in here. Like, I don't remember you having in the US. I don't know. I don't remember. But what I was going to say is that at least, even like the last time I went to McDonald's, they don't have refills. But I think the King Burger, they might have. But I'm not going to tell you yes, because I am not certain about that. It's just not something that we have as a taken thing in here, so we usually don't refill. Do you understand? We don't have it as a taken thing. It's the same thing of you being used to having the water with the ice, like being like that thing that they just come with and offer to you. We don't do that. We don't have. You have to ask. And usually they are going to be like, but do you want us to bring a bottle? Because they want to sell you the water. And if you're like, oh no, I really just need some water because, I'm like this heat and all of it. And if they see that you are going to consume something, they might bring you a cup of water with some water, not even filled up. Okay. Yeah, like how should I put it? like the restaurants in here, they want to make profit. Do you understand? They don't want to just giving you things. Yeah. Yeah, you have in these I would say that you gain points, which is like and I see the difference, which is you are more into the customer. I feel like today I'm for the talking, all for the talking. You have more of these conscious of we are doing this for the customer. You understand, in terms of like the customer services. You are more into like that. In here is more like we are here to make a profit. Okay, in terms of that, I'm not going like. I think I had more hospitality in the US in terms of that than I actually have in here. It's more in here is more like, okay, this is it, we bring you, bye. Okay, it's more like that. They do not expect to have like that conversation of, so how is it going? Everything is fine. What are you going to order? And all that. Okay, we're not like that. We are more like, have you decided what you want to order? Okay, thank you very much. Bring you the food. And that's it, isn't it? Okay, then, you can pay at the check or something. Do you understand? It's like that. It's like no conversation. Yeah, it's like that, okay? Do not expect to find a lot more than that. Just don't. There's also this, which is you don't have to tip. Do you understand? You don't have to. Like, we don't accept tips. So we also, I think it's because of this, we also don't accept tips. So we don't feel obliged to be putting like a screenplay in there. Do you understand? Of like creating like, now I have to be very sympathetic, so they give me a good tip. And do you understand what I'm trying to say in here? So we're just like, oh, you came in here for this, we give you this. It's just like that. Another thing that you might find is, and I tell you, like, this is in my country, I don't know if it's like that in the other countries. You might go into a table and there's already in there butter and bread. This is very common. You already have like butter and bread. You are going to pay for those. Okay? Do not just think that it's something that they put it in there as an appreciation kind of thing. Oh, it's just now, before you order something, you can't just eat this and it's on the house. No. You are going to have them put in the bill. Okay? If you do not touch them, let me tell you, it's but it's in there and now I have to pay. If you do not touch them, they are not going to appear in your bill. If you eat them, they are going to charge you. Okay? It's like a marketing thing. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It's like a marketing thing. They put it in there to like, for you to have like that craving of, while the food is not coming, I'm just going to eat this. It's a marketing thing that they do, okay? But you are going to be charged for that. If you eat, you're going to be charged. It's not something that they're going to offer. Yeah, like, as I said, you have points on these. I think in like, you have and you don't have. I know that you try to be sympathetic because you are expecting tips. In here is not that you're not going to find places where people are going to be empathetic with you and smile and all. I'm not talking about that. They might actually be very welcoming. They might actually give you like smiles and ask you things and, and even like offer you things. But if they are offering, they are going to tell you that they are offering, okay? We are not that horrible. But in terms of this, yes, you do have some points because you give all of these little things of like bringing the water and being sympathetic and, okay, you do have marks on that. Don't suppose this is just you asking for a refill. Yeah, it came from the refills thing. You want a refill, you're going to pay for that refill, okay? Haley seems to consider it for a moment, glancing down her half-empty cup before deciding against it.
Maybe in a bit. Just figured you wanted to chat with you staring longingly at us like that.
Capricci and Millie share a glance. Internally, I cringe. Thanks for wording it precisely like that, Haley. I have known you for approximately 5 minutes, and I already feel like hiding away forever.
Sorry, that textbook was giving me a headache, and there's not much else to look at in here.
Studying at work is impressive, though. You must really be invested in the art class already, huh?
Not at all, sorry to say. I've actually got another class tomorrow as a backup plan, in case the art one doesn't work out.
Oh, really? What kind of class, if you don't mind me asking?
Huh? Just intro to creative writing. Some small filler thing.
What?
Capricci slams both her hands on the table in shock, her head quickly turning between Millie and I. Her reaction combined with the sudden grin from Millie has me an indescribable level of terrified.
Well, today's just full of coincidences. I happen to be the leader of the writing club on campus. We have our first meeting of the semester tomorrow afternoon if you're interested.
She retrieves her wallet, pulls out a small business card, and scribbles a room number and time on the back before passing it over to me.
If the art club doesn't work out for you, I'd be more than happy to help however I can with your writing course.
Wait. Olive, the writing class is going to be a real challenge. If we're thinking of the same one, Millie took it last semester, and I swear I saw her writing 8-page papers every other week.
I had already been nervous about how tomorrow was going to go, and that definitely doesn't help matters.
You're exaggerating. Besides, that textbook Olive was poring over didn't look like much of a pleasant experience either.
I can't argue that point.
I can! I've had the same professor in another class. We'll hardly ever use the book. Either way, a little bit of studying and some doodling is a heck of a lot easier than what you went through.
Says the woman spending days at a time stressing about inspiration and color composition.
Capricci glares daggers into what I had assumed to be her friend, a far cry from her smile yesterday. Millie pretends not to notice, going back to her sandwich after I tucked the card away in my back pocket. I turn to Haley, looking for some kind of explanation. I'm met with a raised glass, the half-melted ice clanging against it as she shakes it around.
Lemon line. Thanks.
Coming right up.
Yeah, they are short. It's just me that I talk too much. It's just that. Capricci's roommate Millie seizes the moment to provide Olive a different option, her own club focused on creative writing. Their first meeting is hijacked by the art club, and a battle over supplies for the school's fair ensues. The next day, it seems to go like from chapter to chapter or something. I don't know if it's supposed to be like this. Or if it's just a demo, that's what I mean. The writing class ran longer than I would have liked. The professor definitely belongs in that course. With a clear love of language and words, a lot of words. The syllabus didn't enter our hands until 10 minutes after the estimated end of class, and the rigorous requirements listed on it didn't make me feel any better. Given Millie's experience in the class, I want to go into the club today feeling optimistic, but in truth, neither leader has done a spectacular job of selling me so far. So room 26A, 5:15 p.m. A mindless turn the card over in my hands a few times as I navigate the halls of the building. Judging by the advertisement of a car repair shop on the front, it's probably some trash she had yet to throw away before she handed it off to me. The information on the back is a lot more useful to me at the moment. I'm on the right floor at this point, at least. Now it's just a matter of finding the right door. The only thing unusual in this hall is a lanky guy fidgeting nervously outside of one of the rooms, the club room, as it so happens.
Huh? Oh!
Yeah, I don't think we have like that. We don't have that difference in here. You have like college and university, right? And I think the difference that you have is like college is for you to do your major and a master's degree. I think it's like that. And then university is for you if you want to go into a PhD kind of thing, right? I think it's like that. I'm not certain. In here, we call it like, we have two words for it, faculty or university. And both of them, you can start from majoring there and taking the master's degree and go to a PhD situation, okay? So you can do everything just that same place. That's why I was saying that. For me, like college, university, for me, we don't have that distinction. Do you understand? It's like for us, it's just one thing. Of course, you have the public ones and the private ones. It's just that, okay? And some of them you can have them be called an institute or something, but it's usually like university. It's the word that we most use in here. We don't use the word college in here. But it has everything, okay? It has everything from one point to the other. We don't have one that is just, no, this one is just for the major. We don't have that, okay? We don't have. It's like, it has everything. That's why for me, having like that split thing, it's like, we don't have that. Given by the way he jumps back, it seems my presence had gone unnoticed. No, you stop whenever you want, okay? If you want to just major, you just major. If you want to continue, you continue. Do you understand? Because for each step that you take, like, I just majored, I want to take a master's degree. You can go into that university, or you can even take it in another university. So you just have to try to enter the other one, or that in that university, try to enter into that course. Let's call it like that course, a master, that degree, like master's degree. Do you understand? It's like that. You don't need to continue at the same one or leave that one. It's more like that. It depends on the subjects that they have. You know, imagine I took this major in. That's something like very strange in here. I took this major in sociology, but now I want to take my master's degree in music, and I only have music in the institute of whatever. So you're going to the other one. You're going to try to enter into the other one for your master's degree. It's kind of like but it's not that institute didn't have majors too. Do you understand? It's like that. I don't know how to put it in another way. Given by the way he jumps back, it seems my presence had gone unnoticed. Getting a decent look at his face, something feels familiar, but I can't quite place it. His widened eyes seem to imply he's come to a similar sort of conclusion.
Olive? Olive Penn? Yeah, that's me. And you're... We shared a few classes back in high school. I don't blame you if you don't remember. I go by Darren now. Darren Baker.
Goes by Darren now. So, used to have another name? It's not until he offers a feeble handshake that I realize who I'm talking to. We weren't super close or anything, but having a friend of any kind around after a little over a year of solitude is enough to get the smile out of me.
I remember. Don't worry. You're looking good. And you're looking the same as ever. Glad to see college hasn't changed you much.
Well, I think I might be overdue for a little change, honestly.
I end my greeting with a small chuckle to play it off, which seems to satisfy him as he retains his smile. If only he knew the half of it. As much as I like to do a bit of catching up and continue avoiding the matter at hand, I'm becoming more and more aware of how late I'm running.
Anyway, are you here for the riding club too?
I glance down at the cards to triple check the details before returning my attention to him. He gives a dejected nod without so much as even glancing at it.
Yeah. That was the plan, at least.
Something up?
It's just more crowded than I was imagining it. Lots of noise and talking over each other. I poked my head in for a second, and that was enough.
Yeesh. Yeah, I can't blame you.
It's good to hear that it's active at least. I can definitely sympathize with Darren's situation, and it's a sentiment I'll echo in any other scenario, but sidestepping it is out of the question. I've already committed to checking out Caprice's club, so at this point it's better to get as many options as I can.
Well, wanna check it out together? I haven't been looking forward to it much either, to be honest. But having a friend there would help. No pressure though.
I fully expect him to turn down the offer, not being shaked to the obligation like me, but instead his face lights up.
No, it's fine. Sounds good to me.
As soon as the door opens, the noise Darren warned me about becomes obvious. The corners of my mouth already felt heavy, but that only intensifies as I discover the source of the squabbling. In the back of the room is a small group of people talking amongst themselves, scouring through the counters for supplies. The lone woman sitting at one of the desks is entirely silent, tapping away on her phone as noise assaults her from both sides of the room. And in the front is Caprice arguing with Millie.
It sure is convenient that you'd pick today to do this.
It has to be today. There's hardly any time left to get all of this sorted.
You couldn't even wait a couple hours?
If you just signed the papers, we'd be out of here in 15 minutes, tops.
The two continue their back and forth a bit longer before suddenly stopping and swiveling their heads as the door fully opens to reveal myself and Darren.
Oh, what a coincidence.
You knew I was coming. You heard Millie offer as much yesterday.
That didn't necessarily mean you'd show up. I thought for sure you wouldn't have bothered.
Millie seems eager to respond, but instead just stands there silently fuming. The threat of a retort almost scares me more than if she had actually chosen to speak up. Caprice seems unfazed by her friend's body language and instead turns her attention to the back of the room.
Hey, you guys! This is Olive, the person I was telling you about.
The woman glued to her phone doesn't react, but the four in the back turn around their faces. Having just a couple sets of eyes on me is enough to make me want to shrink away into my vest, let alone 6.
Oh, hi. I'm Allison. Nice to meet you. Caprice has told us a bunch about you already.
A small pause seems to imply that's the end of that interaction, much to my relief. Allison bumps her elbow into the arm of the woman beside her, which unfortunately seems to be enough to keep it going.
Eileen. Yeah, good seeing you. We're a bit busy now, though.
Wait, these two are the ones from the first snow, right? I think they are, aren't they? I don't remember though. No, it's just I'm looking at this one, especially like the Eileen one, and I'm like, I think she was. And now I'm looking at the other one, and I'm like, maybe she was too, right? I don't remember. Okay, let's continue. And with that, she turns back around and continues piling miscellaneous. Oh my god, I always have an issue with this word. Miscellaneous colored papers and craft supplies under her arm. With a small sigh, Allison resumes her work as well. Confident she's not going to be getting any more out of the two, Caprice focuses her attention to the other pair of students. A tall and intimidating man casually leaning on the countertop, and a stern-faced woman watching intently as Aileen and Allison pick away at the supplies.
The big guy's Wallace, our newest member, excluding you.
And the last one?
She's not with us.
A surprising amount of venom in that response, more than I'll think Caprice capable.
And thank goodness for that. Name's Tanya. Thanks for asking. I'm with the writing club. Millie told me you'd be coming today. Didn't mention there being two of you, though.
On that note,
Having had enough of this distraction, Millie makes her way back behind the desk at the front. She pulls out the pen and swiftly jots down her signature before beckoning Caprice over to retrieve the paper from her.
here's my signature as assurance that I'll finish filling out the form after the meeting if it makes you feel better. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to actually have a meeting today, so I would appreciate it if you hurried up your pillaging.
Pillaging? Caprice opens her mouth, ready to protest, then decides better off it. She gives the contents of the paper a quick skim. It must satisfy her as she joins her clubmates in the back of the room.
Anyway, come in, you two. I was expecting Olive, but it's nice to see someone else joining us today as well. My name's Millie. Nice to meet you.
She extends her hand towards Darren, who reluctantly takes it.
Darren. Hi.
With a small shake and a smile, she ushers us to a pair of desks, then makes her way up to the front of the room. She shuffles around in her bag, looking for some sort of reference material.
You've got quite the fan club, huh?
The sound of my forehead hitting the desk is louder than any kind of argument Caprice and Millie could have. A sharp clearing of the throat from the front of the room is enough to drag my gaze back up, albeit slowly. God.
With all of that finally out of the way, it's time to begin the first writing club meeting of the semester. Welcome.
Front and center of the room, open book in hand, Millie definitely gives off a natural kind of teacher vibe.
This club's one of the oldest in the school, so we have a lot to live up to. Tanya introduced herself already. She's been helping me keep things moving for a while now. The talkative girl is Heather.
Giving up on her phone for the distractions, Heather finally sets it down and gives a disinterested wave in response to Millie's equally lukewarm introduction of her.
So, it's not typically this busy?
Heather smirks, though it's hard for me to gauge why.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry about the bad first impression. Things are typically a lot quieter.
It's funny because I am trying to say as she's saying, which is like Heather. But for me, because it has the H, I would totally just say Heather. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it would sound like another thing, but it's just because it has the H. But then I heard how she was saying it. I was like, oh, maybe they omit the H in here. Because there are things where you omit the H. Hour, you omit the H. Herb, you omit the H. It's not that it's like that in the British English, but I noticed that sometimes you omit the H. And I think this was one of those situations. I don't even need to turn my head to imagine the look of Caprice's face. I brace for a response, but oddly enough, it never comes. While I'm sure the news is a relief to Darren, I can help but deflate a little. It's my fault for getting my hopes up, but even I expected more than 3 people. Granted, Caprice's 4 isn't exactly a huge improvement.
Don't let the size fool you, though. What we lack in quantity, we make up for in quality. Here, look at this.
She approaches Darren, and I once again passing him the book she was holding just moments prior. I lean in to catch a glimpse and am met with chicken scratch, a lot of it. There's more ink than paper, and that trend continues as Darren flips a few pages.
The club can be a great source of inspiration and technical know-how if you'll allow it. I filled up this entire notebook and a couple others just in my first semester here.
And how many pages have you filled out recently?
The smirk from earlier has yet to fade, and as a matter of fact has only gotten bigger with her new remark. A grumble from the back of the room from Wallace, if I had to guess based on the tone, follows shortly after.
Plenty, thank you. The club's recent downsizing hasn't had any influence on that.
Even with the rest of her club, all 2 of them, not really winning me over. The work Millie has on display is impressive, at the very least. I feel like I could confidently rely on her, which is a plus.
Millie knows her stuff, I'll admit that. But there's only so much one person can do.
I jump a bit in my seat, throwing my head around to find Caprice standing over mine and Darren's shoulder eyeing the contents of the notebook herself.
All I'm saying is that the art club, the entire club, would be able to help you. Unlike the writing club, our little circle looks out for each other.
Don't drag us into this.
Too late for that.
Without reverting her gaze from the cabinets in arts, Aylin manages to swiftly shut him down.
Bold of you to hype your club up like that, given you didn't even bother to finish the paperwork to legitimize it in time for the fair.
I've got a set of keys for a room and a bunch of like-minded artists. Being recognized as official would just be a nice bonus.
I'm pretty sure I have a pair of keys that you commandeered for yourself.
Hey, whose side are you on here?
Caprice's explosion is met with a small smile from Allison and an even smaller smirk from Aylin. They don't seem to be taking this too seriously, which honestly may be a point in their favor.
Thank you for offering to share your space, by the way, Millie. We appreciate it. Even if Caprice won't say so.
Come on, not you too.
You're very welcome, Allison.
Millie has a genuine talent for mixing sincerity and an underlying smugness almost perfectly.
Anyway, if you're all done chatting it up, we're gonna need you out of here soon. We were promised 15 minutes and you've already used up 5 of them.
Yeah, we're going. Just give us a few minutes to finish grabbing everything.
Wanna help us out, new kid?
Aylin continues her work, not bothering to turn around as she addresses me, likely for the best, given the mutual surprise on Caprice and I's face.
Huh? If you're being dragged into the group, you may as well start getting used to it sooner rather than later.
What? No! I was gonna bring them to an actual club meeting. Show them the best we had to offer. I had plans.
Oh well. I didn't expect Caprice to object before me. Aylin merely shrugs in response.
I also haven't really
Merely.
committed one way or another.
It was merely, sorry.
I've heard that one before. 3 times, actually.
Jeez, what did I do to earn all this sass today? To be betrayed like this, time and time again, it's more than my poor heart can take.
Caprice cranes her neck back and places a hand on her forehead in a display of theatrics, prompting a couple of smiles out of Allison and Wallace, far cries from the smirk that seems permanently glued to Heather's face. The thought of Heather is enough to remind me of my current situation, and I snap back to focus my attention on Millie and Darren. The latter seems content to keep paging through Millie's notebook as a means of staying out of the conversation. But Millie is obviously trying very hard to hide her transparent frustration with a smile.
It's fine. It'll get them out of the room faster and we'll have time to catch up after you're done. Win-win, right?
She couldn't sound more disappointed if she tried, and boy, is she trying. I don't want to flake on Millie or Darren, given I willingly put myself in here with them, but at the same time, it'll only be a few minutes and they'll tell me way more about the art club than a fully planned and rehearsed meeting would. It's non-committal for now either way, so I guess it isn't a big deal, but it's hard not to feel anxious about it. You know, the thing is, like, we are having like our own problems and we have to deal with all of this. Yeah, I mean, a chance to learn about them for better or worse. I'm going to stay put.
Well, my original plan was to check out the writing club, so I'm gonna stick with that for now. Thanks for the offer, though.
Which is true. She came here to take a peek at the writing club, right?
Well, can't say I didn't try.
The response to my decision is lukewarm, the only one showing any kind of emotion over it being caprice. A slight frown appearing only for a moment on her face despite her earlier protesting. It doesn't last long, replaced quickly with her typical smile and a small wave before turning her attention back to her club. Part of me hates to turn down the chance to dig deeper into the art club, but I can't bring myself to split from Darren after inviting him in. I feel like I've gotten at least a decent grasp of their personalities, if not their talent.
I really appreciate it.
Just making sure. You know I still haven't made up my mind yet, right? I just want to hear more for now.
I know, don't worry. Now, where were we?
She rests her chin in her right hand for a moment, rewinding the past few minutes in her head.
Could we talk about the club itself some more, maybe? You mentioned downsizing?
Ah, right. That.
Millie's focus continues, though looking considerably more dour than seconds ago. After taking some time to choose her words, her expression changes once again to a warm smile as if flipping a switch.
Well, everyone has to move on eventually. It just so happens that last year was the right time for a lot of people. It's just part of the college experience.
Well rehearsed and squeaky clean, all in a matter of seconds. You never fail to impress, Prez.
I'm unsure of how to process that. I'm unsure of how to process that, and it seems like Darren's in the same boat, with the only reaction from the three of us is a grimace from Millie.
As self-appointed club historian, I feel the need to point out that this great migration of yours only started after you took the reins, though.
Thank you, Heather.
No problem. As the last of the old guard, we have to look after each other, you know?
Confident that she's successfully gotten under Millie's skin, Heather returns to tapping away at her phone. A smug expression never once leaving her face. Heather's done her job of getting me curious about Millie's influence on the club, but it feels utterly futile to ask Millie directly about it. Left unsure of how to continue this conversation, I turn to Darren. To my surprise, he seems unusually nonplussed about Heather's interruption.
A smaller club suits me perfectly, actually. I was a lot more anxious when I came in originally and saw so many of you in here.
Yes, exactly. You won't find a better place to express yourself if you're looking for peace and quiet.
That's one way to look at that, I guess. Darren doesn't seem to match my skepticism, looking considerably more at ease with Millie's assurances. Yeah, I think like a writing club, it would be good to be like quiet. But that's me personally. When I want to, then let me tell you, when I want to write or need to write, I need to be at a place where I'm like peace and quiet, completely not being interrupted, nothing of that. But then I see that there's a ton of people that actually prefer to take their laptops and just go into a cafe and writing in there. I'm like, what? I cannot with that, Yeah, but there's like a ton of people that I see doing that, and I'm like, oh my god, that would not be for me, that would not be for me, like with all of that noise and people talking, and I could not. So we are different, right? We are different. There are people that prefer that. I must be doing a poor job of hiding my disapproval, as Millie is quick to shift gears once she redirects her attention to me.
But just because we're quiet doesn't mean we're an empty room. Tanya, can I borrow you for a minute?
Millie waves the woman in the back down. After giving the art club another cursory once over, she obliges her friend's request, casually striding up to the front of the room.
Hey again.
I want to give you two a proper introduction to Tanya. She's the most recent member, but she's already been a huge help.
Tanya responds by grabbing at my hand and giving it a firm, very firm shake before repeating the process with Darren. Given the way he gently holds the hand in question after the fact, it's safe to assume her grip took him off guard as much as it did me.
Millie Woo, you two over yet?
I think she might be getting there.
Good to hear.
Well...
2 words, barely even words, are enough to get a simultaneous frown from Tanya and Millie.
Still got some hang-ups?
I'm just not sure the club has what I'm looking for, I guess.
Well, let's see if we can address that. What are you looking for here?
Help with my writing class, assuming I stick with it.
Yes, I'm aware. Anything else?
The expectation in her eyes begins to waver after a few seconds of prolonged silence, making me feel as though I've disappointed her with my response. Tanya, in contrast, is practically beaming.
Is that all? Then you've got nothing to worry about. You couldn't ask for a better tutor than Millie here.
She gives her friend a playful shake on the shoulder.
What about you?
What about me?
I guess I was just hoping that I'd have more people around to bounce things off of than just the leader.
Oh.
She sheepishly rubs her head as she thinks, making a mess of her hair in the process.
That kind of thing isn't really my strong suit. I don't know if calling on me for writing advice would be the best idea you've ever had.
Before I even have a chance to air out my concerns, Tanya bounces back, pushing Millie forward.
I told you, though. If there's anyone who could single-handedly drag you across the finish line, it's Millie here. Right?
Well, I'd certainly try my best.
And so the pitch ends, closer to a whimper than a bang. It looks like Darren's probably been won over, sitting upright and excited at the premise of an empty classroom, but that same promise of a near-deserted club makes me sink into my seat. I reach over and grab the notebook from Darren's desk, flipping through it as I absorb as much of the barely legible print as I can. This club's likely a wash, but it'll be hard to deny Millie's own personal expertise on the subject. I wonder if she'll really be enough.
So?
Millie sounds as uncertain as I feel. even with her friend still shaking her arms with a reassuring pride.
I'll think about it. Thanks.
Okay, so we're going to the next one.